Hello everyone, welcome to Pepcoding. Today we are here to solve a question named pattern matching. So let's go. First of all, have a look on the question. We will discuss the question. After that, we will look for its solution. So here in this question, we are given one string and a pattern. Okay. So what we have to do, we have to represent that string on the structure of given pattern. So let's have a look on the input. We have the string input graph trees graph and the pattern input is PEP. Okay. So let's take it on the board and discuss it for us time. So the graph trees graph is our string and that is the pattern that we are given. So if we map graph as P and trees as E, so graph is already mapped as P. So we overall mapped this given string in the pattern of this given pep, right? So in this question, this is all that we have to do. We will be given a string and a pattern, and somehow we have to manage that string in the structure of that given pattern. Okay, let's take one more example here. Just suppose the given pattern is AB, and first of all, let's take a string. After that, it will be easy for making pattern. Okay, just like the string is TZE and PZE, right? Like this is the same string. Let me write it again. TZE and PZE. This is a string that we have. And what we can do, we can give a pattern like AB and CB. Just suppose this is the given pattern we have. Now what we can do here in this given example, we can make many representation, many mapping for the same variable. Just suppose, first of all, we can map A as T and B as ZE, right? And we can map C as P, and the B is already mapped as ZE. So this will do our work. But we have one more solution. We can map A with TZ and we can map B with ADI, right? And we can map C with PZ, right? This is also a solution. In the same way, we can go further. Like we can map A with TZA and we can map B with not AD, DDY. The A is already gone. So we can map B with DDY and we can map C with PZA, right? So this is also done. This is also a solution for the same pattern and the same string, right? So this can also be done. Now let's move forward and see how we are going to do it. Okay, so we have already done many questions based on the level and option. So in this question also we are going to do the same. In this question, what is going to happen? The given pattern is going to be our level. Okay, just suppose we take the example of graph trees graph, and we will make a run for this one, PEP, right? So the given pattern, this will be level, this will be P, this will be E, and this will be P, right? So first of all, in the starting, the string we have is complete graph trees graph. We don't know like how much we can map to a given character, right, in the pattern. So we will run a loop to traverse on this given string, and every time, first of all, we will map G to P. After that, if we didn't meet our expectation, what we will do? We will map GR to P. After that, we will map GRA to P. After that, we will map GRAP to the P, right? So what we have to do? We have to run a loop. So it will sorry sorry it will make many calls. It is not possible for me, like it will take so much time and the tree will be so long. So first of all, it will take make call for G. After that, it will make call for G, R, and it will make many calls. Okay, but the correct call will be for graph, right? When the value of P will be equals to the graph. So let me write here P equals to graph. And what will happen? We will get what is string here? Trees graph, because graph is already gone. P consumed the graph. like p is equal to graph now, right? So again from here we will start traversing. One call for t, one call for tr, one call for tree, one call for tre, but the last call that will be successful will be tree as trees, right? So here the value of e will be assigned trees. Now again we got p, right? The value is getting repeated itself. So what we'll do this time, we won't traverse because we already have assigned some value to p. So we will check. First of all, we will get the value of p graph and compare it to the string that is left. Here we are not left with trees, we are left with graph, right? Here we are having graph. So first of all, we will check that the value that is left, the value that we are getting in the string, it is equals to the value assigned to p previously or not. If it is the same, it means we are going on the right path. We will continue, right? If it is not, we will come back from there. It means it is the wrong path. Simply. Okay. So now let's see. We see here that graph is the same that the value we have assigned. So graph will be here, and from here we will reach end of a string, right? And here also we have reached the end of our pattern string, right? So this is the condition that is going to help us in future for making our base case, right? And this is the same method that is going to help us solve this question. So whatever we have discussed, we just have to go and code accordingly, right? So let's head towards the editor and write our code. So first of all, what we have to do, we have to take the character from the pattern so we can assign it some value, or we can check if the value is already assigned or not, right? So a character will be here, will be equals to pattern 0. It will give its first character, right? And we need the rest of a string also. So the string rest of pattern will be equals to pattern dot substring. Inside this we will pass index 1. So from 1 to the end of the string, it will give us the rest of the pattern. So it is stored here. Now what we have to do, we have to search that this ch from which we have got from pattern, we already assigned some value to it or not, right? So we are going to search it in our map. So mp.find ch. If we reached we have mp dot end. Okay, so what we have tried to find it in our map, okay, and we found it. Okay, we haven't reached to the end of the map. It means that we have found it inside somewhere, right? So we will do something in the else part. If we didn't find, then also we will do something. First of all, let's move ahead and handle this else case if we haven't found it, because we have discussed it that way. Okay, like here when we started for p we haven't found it, right? So what we have done, we have start traversing on this string, right? So let's go and start traversing on this string. So we'll run a for loop here, and I equals to 0, I is less than str dot length, and I plus plus. Okay, this is done. So inside this for loop, what we are going to do, we are going to make our substring, right? Every time we are going to make our new substring. First we make for g, then gr, then gra, right? So let's go and do that. This is our substring, which will be equals to str dot substring from 0 to I plus 1, right? We need the rest of a string also, so we will also store that string. The rest of a string is equals to str dot substring of I plus 1 to the end of the string, right? This is also done. We got the substring and we got the rest of the string also. So now we are going to make our call, but before making call we have to do something. Remember, we have to maintain the value inside our map, right? So it will be equals to ss. This is done. We have assigned the substring to the given pattern's character, right? Now we will make the call. Solution inside this, first of all we are going to pass the string, so it means rest of the string, and the pattern means the rest of the pattern, and then we have to send the map After that, we have to send the original part. This is done. And don't forget to remove what you have done while backtracking, right? So mp.erase ch. Okay, this is done. So this is for the else part. Now what for the if part? Let's handle this if part. In this if part, it means we have found that value already in the map. If we have found that, so what we have to do? We have to get that value first, what value we have assigned, and we have to cross check. Is that value the same value, right? First of all, we will get that value. Let's go and do that. A string, let's give it a name, previous mapping equals to empty ch, right? We got the previous mapping inside this variable. Now what we have to do, first of all, we need to check the length of the previous mapping and the length of the string we have, because the length of a string either should be greater than the previous mapping's length or it should be equals to the previous mapping length at least, right? So if the length of a string is greater than or equals to previous mapping length, right? This is done. If this is true, then what we have to do, then we need a substring of the string of length previous mapping to compare that it is equal or not, right? So here also we are going to define two string, one for substring of the string, right? So it says equals to str.substring. Inside this, the starting index will be 0 and the last index will be the length of the previous mapping. So previous mapping dot length. This is done. One more string we have to make for rest of a string, right? So str dot substring, the starting index will be previous mapping length, previous mapping dot length, right? This is also done. Now what you have to do, we have to compare the previous mapping and the substring we have got. If these two are equal, it means our mapping is going on the correct path, right? So if ss is equals to previous mapping, right? This is done. So if it is true, now what we are going to do, let's see. We are going to make a call to our solution function again. So inside this, what we are going to do, we are going to pass the rest of the string, right? So rest of a string, and what we have to do, we have to send the rest of pattern also. So we have done that, and we have to send the map also. We have to send the original pattern also, right? Okay, so this is done for the if part also. Now what we have to do, now we have to deal the base case about which we have talked here, like if we reach the end of the pattern and end of the string, right? So let's go. We are here. We have to handle the base case. So if the length of the pattern is equals to 0, right? It means we have reached to the end of pattern, right? After that, we'll check one more condition, if the length of the string is equals to 0 or not. They both need to be equals to 0. So it means we have mapped all the values, right? So if it is also equals to 0, it means yes, we have mapped all the values, right? So after this, what we are going to do, we are going to use the original pattern now, OP, that we are storing till now, because we will traverse on this OP and we will print all the assigned values of that character of the original pattern, right? So we're going to use a loop for int I equals to 0, I is less than op.size, and every time I will be increased, right? Okay, now we need a character to store every character of the original pattern, right? So character ch is equals to opi, right? We have got that value. Now we have to print the values time by time, right? But we have to take care of one thing. Like, let's have a look here on the output window. We have printed p for graph, we have printed e for trees, but we haven't printed graph again for p. Okay, so we have to make a record also. If we have printed that element already, we won't print that again, right? So for that, we are going to make a set here, set of type character. Okay, so it's, let's give it a name, already printed. Okay, so this is done. So we are here. Now what we'll do, we will check if that character is inside already printed, so we won't print it, otherwise we will print it. So if we will search it in already printed, so already printed dot find will find the ch, and if we reach to the end of already printed dot end, right? This is it, means we haven't found it. If we haven't found it, what we will do, we will print it. So cout, we have to print ch first. After that, we have to give some arrows, as we can see here. So arrows, and after that we have to print the assigned values of it, right? So mp write map of ch. Okay, after that we have to print a comma. Okay, so this is done. And one more thing, if we have printed this, then we have to add it inside the already printed, right? Let's go do that also. So already printed dot insert, dot add. What will you add it inside that ch value? So next time if you visit, if you got the same ch value, we won't print it, right? So we have done that also. Now what is going to happen? After this, we just have to handle some of the conditions. Like what? Like here we have to return from this point, and just before that, what we have to do, we have to change our line. So we'll cout, and we have to print a dot also. Like here, let's have a look here in the output window, we have a dot at last, right? So before changing line, we'll print the dot, and after that we'll change the line. Done. This is done. So whatever we have planned, we have coded till now, right? Now let's go and run this code and check if there is any compilation error or not. Okay, so we are having some error. Already printed dot add. Okay, so this was insert. I get confused inside this, but this is insert. Okay, now let's run it again. Again, we have some error at line number 27. Okay, previous mapping dot length should be greater than or equal to the previous mapping dot length. String. Let me see what is happening here. Okay, so we have some typing mistake error. We have to write substring, right? Let's have a look. We don't have any other error. Okay, let's run it again. So it is getting accepted. Now let's submit it for all the test cases. Okay, so it is submitted for all the test cases. So I hope you have learned something. Please like and share the video and subscribe the channel. Thank you so much.